12:30. That's all I'm saying. Hello, everybody. Welcome along to the afternoon Rabble here on the Rangers Rabble podcast. Apologies about yesterday. Do you know what? I've not even started yet and I'm getting abuse, Brian, right? It must be well posting. Why? Because it started. I mean, that's a fair point. That is a fair point, to be honest. Yes, I hope everybody is well. I hope you're all doing good. I've got a very good question of the day. I'll give you a clue before we get to the question of the day. And by the way, hi Brian, how you doing?
Not bad, thanks.
I've started exercising. I've started eating less, and I've started doing my daily walks every day. So the question of the day will be surrounding stuff, something like that. Brian, how are you?
Not bad, thanks. Not bad. Busy day yesterday with the women's show and then the EPL show with the members. So that was a first time for me on the EPL show. It was really good. It took a lot longer than I thought. You've got a lot of games to cover and a lot of ground to cover. So yeah, it's a busy podcast, but not really, really good. And back to work tomorrow.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed my afternoon off yesterday. Was needed, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But back to it today, Brian. Loads to talk about in terms of Rangers for a change.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to just for 15 minutes of Rabble, which, by the way, I must say, in case people have forgot, there's only 4 days left of it on YouTube.
Yeah. So get joining, folks, if you want to continue watching this daily Rabble. So it's the only way to watch it. Join.
And it's obviously it'll be renamed, right? But I'm not sure yet what to rename it. There's a few things I could rename it. Like members lunch or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very good at coming up with stuff. I'm sure people in the comments could give us a couple of ideas.
Members bite size.
My bite size? No, I won't be using that.
No.
Multiple man is holding out until the last day before he gets his membership. I should say, by the way, that the afternoon Rabbles will be moving on to the supporter tier, which is £1.99 a month. So just in case anybody's wondering about that. But it feels like it's been ages since I've done this because, Brian, you just hogged all the podcasts last week.
Well, I held up. Yeah.
Yes, it's time for this.
It's the question of the day. If you love a good question, then we're coming your way with the question of the day. Question of the day.
See that wee graphic at the end? I think I look quite handsome in that, Brian. I'm not going to lie.
No, you really do. Yeah, whoever was the artist did a good job.
Yeah, well, clearly a liar. But yeah, there we go. Right, so question of the day: how far does Martin go for a walk? Well, I do half an hour and then half an hour back, just so that I'm just out for the hour, and then gradually it'll get more and more.
It's certainly not 500 miles and then another 500 more.
No, because that would just be stupid. So that would just be extremely stupid to walk that length. Same as that boy walked to Germany, didn't he, just so he could get a ticket to the game. Fair play to him. So today's question of the day is quite simple. What's your go-to exercise or walking music when you're out and about, when you get your earphones in, you're at the gym, or you get your earphones in, you're out for a walk? What's your playlist? What's your exercise or walking playlist? I'll tell you very, very quickly. I'll get to Rabble Island's question in a minute. Bronski beat Bryan are very good for the old walking.
Yes, I like sort of quite like Lyndon saying sort of heavy music, sort of something a bit sort of upgoing and getting you, keeping you sort of awake and going. So something sort of quite upbeat and sort of noisy.
Does that surprise you, Phil? Didn't he's into heavy metal?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Good dance tune as well is good as well because it keeps the beat going and sometimes gets you in a little rhythm when you're walking. So that's good as well.
I don't know who Dead Mau 5 is.
Nope. Not a clue.
That makes me feel quite old, but because that's probably a really popular band, but I don't know who Dead Mau 5 is.
Nope.
To be honest. The sniper with the best answer, he listens to the Rabble when he's out and about doing his walk,
That's fair enough.
which is quite good. Uplifting trance music.
Yeah.
I'll give you an idea of my music tastes, Brian. Genesis, Michael Bolton, Pink Floyd. So uplifting trance music.
Nah, there's not much of that there, is there? It's all quite chilled and sort of, soft sort of, what would you call it? Soft sort of metal, or I don't know. Pink Floyd. It's a hard job.
I've just reading a message from my missus there that makes absolutely no sense. But I love you, honey. But it makes no sense. D couldn't walk and listen to music. Couldn't stop dancing down the street. Dancing and walking. I mean, that's burning more calories.
Yeah. You're getting.
You strike me as a dancer, a dancing walker, Brian.
Me, no. Certainly not. Certainly not. If you see me dancing, then there's copious amounts of alcohol being used. So,
somebody spiked your drink.
Yes, so there's no chance you see me dancing freely anyway, of my own free will.
Podcasts or one of my books. Do you know, listening to a book is brilliant out walking, I have to say.
So you're listening to the story yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And you just got lost in it, and before you know it. But I made the mistake today, right? I had my tammy on because it was quite chilly, and my big, massive black jacket. That's like, there's a story behind that, right? But I'll go into that at a later day because it's quite a long story. See, when I'm buying clothes, Brian, see if I pay any more than £15 for any item of clothing, then I've won the lottery, right? I don't spend money on clothes. And about 10 years ago, me and my missus went into this shop, and there was this jacket that was £300, right? Reduced to 90. It's what they call duck feathering down. I'd never heard of this before, right? So I bought it, but it's one of the ones where, see, if you were in the middle of Alaska during the height of winter, you'd be roasting with this thing on, right? I had that on with my tammy, and I'm doing my walk, and I came back. Oh, mistake, absolute mistake.
Yeah, I think when you're certainly doing exercise or a cycle or whatever you're doing, you've got all the intentions of keeping warm, but the problem is you forget that the body warms up when you're exercising. So more clothes is not good. So yeah, it's all learning experience.
Yeah. Depeche Mode. I like Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Crime documentary. I know for a fact that Mel doesn't walk. So that's just a lie. It feels weird saying Mel when that's my mom on it. But anyway, it's Deadmau5, Martin. He's a DJ. Well, that's how I had no idea who it was.
Still don't know.
Nope.
Still don't know.
Small Town Boy, one of the best music videos ever. That was filmed in Castlemilk, wasn't it? Sure, it was Castlemilk that was filmed in.
I vaguely remember that.
Any music that can hit between 140 to 180 BPM, that's beats per minute, Brian.
Yes. I gathered that. Yes, it's got to be something that's pretty sort of quick and, as I said, up, pretty speedy. So if you're walking, so yeah, that sounds, I would go along with that as well. Of course, that the genre doesn't have to be determined. Then it's just a case of the speed of the music.
Well, I mean, if you were listening to like really depressing song really quickly, it would probably sound a wee bit strange. But apparently, we've been living under a cave.
I've just never heard of this Deadmau5. Deadmau5.
It's Deadmau5. Don't get that wrong. Don't get it. Jeez. Oh.
Sepultura.
I had no idea.
Heavy metal band.
Oh, right, okay. Eye of the Tiger, of course, the Multiple Man. Just back from my stroll, never wear headphones, like to be aware of what's going on around me. If I was to listen to music while walking, it would be Psychedelic or the Red Army Choir. Do you know what? See, all joking aside, see classical music. I love classical music. I've no idea what any of the words mean whenever there's words in it, or who's done it, or if it was Beethoven's 4th or Beethoven's 80th. But I quite like a bit of classical music.
It can be quite calming at times, but I can't imagine that would be good for doing exercise. I thought you'd need something a bit more sort of oomph to it, should you say?
Well, yeah, that's what I would think as well. But no, but classical music's good, really good. Do you know when it's good? Even when you're going down the motorway in your car and you're in the car yourself, all your Mahana, classical
Yep.
music, brilliant. Michael Jackson, Walk Backwards.
That's brilliant.
I like it.
That's good.
I'm not a big trance, techno, dance kind of guy, but I do like Born Slippy.
Yeah,
I've got to say.
good.
That's that.
Yeah, I like
Never
that.
overdress for exercise, Martin. Rule number 1. Well, for anybody who's met me, you'll know that I've never really done a lot of exercise. I do this thing, Brian, where like every couple of years I'll go to the gym for a month and I'll hammer the gym and then just not go back.
It's called, what is it? The January, the new me, new you, new me.
Oh,
sort
New
of
Year's
thing.
resolution.
New Year's resolutions. Yeah, everybody's got the good intentions, go to the gym, and then by the time February comes, the jacket.
I'm actually scared of Lyndon. I'm actually a wee bit scared of him because he's all over the place.
Yeah,
He's all over the place.
He's going from one genre to the next. It's just hard to keep up.
Quite a scary guy. John Johnston, Taylor Swift.
Never heard one of her songs ever.
Oh no, I've heard her songs. My daughter loves her, but
No.
No. Can't imagine Martin listening to Hildegard or Bizet. No idea who they are. I'm guessing that's classical.
Yes, I would imagine it is. Hildegard, I've not heard of Bizet, but I've heard of Hildegard.
Does he not play for Arsenal? No. But yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, there you go. That was your question of the day. And people, I mean, I wasn't surprised at Multiple Man's answer.
No.
I could just imagine Multiple Man. He's got a big, massive room. It's just filled with books and old vinyls of every different genre. I'd imagine he started like really, really.
A stroll's good. A stroll's really good. As Michelle saying, nothing that requires exertion, just a stroll, just an easy stroll. It's nice. I enjoy that.
Yeah. What I was going to say was researching everything. I can imagine Multiple Man just researching life. So that any pub quiz that he goes to, he knows the answer to everything.
I'm waiting for him to go on to the either Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or Mastermind. I'm waiting for him to appear.
He's probably already been on them and won it. He's probably one of the chasers.
Probably is. He probably is.
One of the chasers. And see, because of Multiple Man, right? I have made today's Who Am I think, really tough. Really, really tough. And do you know how you'll know if it's tough? People will moan. Lyndon will moan, Geordie will moan, Aldo will moan, Dougal will moan, they'll all moan. Martin driving down the motorway listening to Pavarotti full blast. Oh, Nessun Dorma? Absolutely. You can't beat that. Right. Lyndon, that's shocking. That's terrible. That's just below the belt. Right, okay, folks, today's Who Am I? And I hope this isn't too difficult, right? But see, if it is, I don't care. There's 4 days left of this. I'm going out with a bang. So let's do it. So I spent most of my career in Wales playing in England. I have represented my country almost 50 times. I have played in several European leagues, right? Several European leagues, including, but not exclusively, Scotland, England, France, and Italy. Who am I? I'll read that again. I spent most of my career in Wales playing in England. I have represented my country almost 50 times. I have played in several European leagues, including but not exclusively, Scotland, England, France, and Italy. Who am I? Everybody just waiting on Multiple Man? Everybody just waiting?
Mull that one for a wee while.
Yes. It's difficult. This is on like on a scale of 1 to 10 in difficulty. This is like a 9. Hope I haven't gave away a clue there. It's like a 9. Anyway, right, people are mulling that over. Remember, your first answer only. It's only your first answer. So yeah, let's see how many people get that. Right, Bryan, loads to talk about with Rangers. Obviously, we'll go into more in detail on the members show tonight at 7:30. Like I say, this is the final week, and then next week the members shows just absolutely explode. So if you're in a position to do so and you want to help support independent media, fan content, whatever you want to cry it, the links are below if you want to join as a member. The links are there for Patreon and for YouTube, whatever one you prefer. And you just pick the tier that you prefer and you join the Rabble members community. And I'd like to remind everybody that we do have a giveaway going for a PS5. All you simply have to do, it's easy, is click the link in the description to Rabble Island. Pick whatever you like, as long as it is £50 or more. And once you've bought your merchandise, whatever it may be, all you do is you send confirmation of how much you've spent to rabbleisland@gmail.com, and then you will be automatically entered into a draw to win a PlayStation 5. So there we go. Right, Bryan, let's talk Rangers, shall we? And firstly, and simple, easy question. There's been some rumours going about this. I don't know how true they are, right? But should Rangers bring Katic home, Bryan?
I think because of the situation we're in regarding, the centre back situation, I think it's a move that probably makes a bit of sense. I was never a fan of letting him go in the first place. I really liked Katic. I thought he was one of these no nonsense defenders who just, tackled and did the old dirty stuff good and moved the ball on. I thought he was a really good centre half, and I really wasn't a fan of letting him go, but we did. He's done reasonably well in Switzerland with Zurich, so he's playing quite regular. I would imagine he wouldn't say no at coming back if he was given the chance. So, yeah, it's one of those that unfortunately we've been pushed into this sort of scenario because with our centre half sort of situation is so dire. So it's probably a move because Balogun's becoming less than reliable now. He plays a game and then he's injured for a few. So, yeah, it's probably one that we need now. Yeah, the centre half situation does need reinforced, I'm afraid. So, it's probably one that makes sense, but we shouldn't have let him go. But that's another argument.
I suppose the question is he good enough to play for Rangers? And I don't really know if us as supporters can answer that, because I don't know about you, Bryan, but I mean, I've not been keeping up with how he's been doing since he's left. And can I just say, actually, quickly, I'll give you one more clue for the who am I, because people are asking for it. I did not play for the country that I was born in, right? So there we go. Carry on, Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing fairly regular for Zurich. As I say, I had a quick Google search of him this morning and transfer market and seen his appearances. So he's been playing 25, 30 odd games a season for Zurich. So he's been playing fairly regularly. Once he left us, he went to Zurich. So he's not been anywhere else. He's playing, he gets games for Bosnia as well. So, he's playing in European qualifiers, or World Cup qualifiers or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but, he's playing for his country as well. So, as I say, it's a situation that we really need addressed. The centre half is a position that's severely. We've went from being stacked in that position to really struggling now. And when you're looking around, it's difficult to see what's better. So, and the good thing is, he got the club. He was one of these players that got the club quite quick. So, yeah, it'd be an interesting move.
Well, do we need another defender? Because RFC 72, Bryan, is saying, nope, we just brought in Fernandez, so it would be pointless to bring him in. Now, you say that, right? My only objection to that, Bryan, would be John Suter. We don't know when he's coming back. And if he comes back, is he going to stay fit? Leon Balogun has shown that he has fitness issues. So that then leaves you with what? Proper, King, and Ciala and Fernandez. So do we need another defender? Because I suppose if you bring him in, that's 7 centre-backs.
Well, I mean, Fernandes obviously was on the bench at Dundee United, but obviously didn't come on. I would suggest it would be a loan with a option to buy, not an obligation, an option to buy. It just depends. I mean, we're so as you say, Balogun's less than reliable. Suter, well, he's been posted missing since he was injured. Not even heard hiding a tail of how he's getting on. So you're relying on guys that have got little experience. And we're heading into a sort of a busy period now with the Europa League. Obviously still the league and Scottish Cup. So we're going to need a bit of experience at the centre half position. And Katic has got a decent amount of experience behind him. So, and he's a guy that will not mess around when it becomes, when it's corners or free kicks. He will put his head where a lot of people won't, and we need that. We need a centre half that's going to dominate that sort of box and deal with headers and deal with crosses. So for me, he's a no-brainer.
But also, Brian, see, just on that point, and it's a great point, we don't know what Fernandes is like in the area.
No.
And he is only on loan. There is an option to buy there, I believe. Don't know how much that is. Don't know if Rangers will take that up. Whereas I suppose, I mean, I'm being hypocritical here. Do you know what you're getting? Do the club know what they're getting? With Katic, has he improved enough? Is the Katic that was at Rangers under Steven Gerrard better than the defenders that we currently have at the football club?
I would suggest yes. As in raw defending, yes.
Yes.
Raw defending. I'm not speaking about spreading 60-yard balls and doing fancy stuff like that. I'm just speaking about being a raw defender who all he wants to do is tackle, head balls, and just defend his box. That's all. We've needed a big centre half for a while that's just willing to put his body on the line and put his head where other people won't. And I'm afraid we need a centre half that's just going to do that. And there's not much around. And at least Katic knows what it's like to play for Rangers. He's been here before. I'm not a big fan of going back to sign guys that were previously at the club, but this move.
Coming on to that.
But this move, just for me at this very present moment, makes a little bit of sense.
Right. Well, that's a beautiful segue, Brian, to something that we've spoke about numerous times on this show. It's doing the rounds on social media yet again, and I would imagine this is something. This could be one of those. Who was that boy that played for? Was it Birmingham that we were always linked to? The central midfielder. What was his name?
Eustace.
Right. This could be another Eustace thing, even though Ryan Kent's already played for the football club, Brian. But all I'm seeing across social media is Kent's coming back. Kent's on his way back. Kent's coming back to the club. The club are after Kent. Not for me, Brian.
No, I mean, if you're getting,
I know I'm just a pleb, and I'll always say I'm just a pleb, but not for me.
No, I mean, if you were getting the Kent that had the desire and the way he was playing, during the time we won the league and then obviously the Europa League, then yes, but I'm afraid Kent left a sour taste in a lot of fans' mouths with his sort of the way he acted in the last sort of year of his contract, last 6 months of his contract, even the last day of his contract. A lot of people were annoyed at his behaviour and how he was and how he presented himself. So it's another one I'm not too keen on going back. Is he better than what we probably have? Again, that you could argue, yes, he's better than what we have. Problem is, it's going to be taking a mighty big sort of swallow of humble pie for us to go back in and get him.
No, Brian, I don't agree with that, because I would simply come back at you with, what's he done since he left Rangers?
Nothing. He's done nothing. And that's the sort of that's the sort of thing that you can go back in and say, look, he's not done anything since he's left us. He's went to he's only went to Fenerbahce, isn't he? He's not went anywhere else. So no, it's he was so frustrating because you knew there was a player in him. You knew there was a winger in there you've seen it firsthand, Martin, at Dortmund when we played Dortmund away. You seen him destroy that fullback for for fun. We're all very aware of his capabilities, but I'm afraid it just wasn't consistent enough, and it would be a hard one to stomach coming back, I'm afraid.
Right, Brian. I don't want to tempt fate.
Deary me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
For those listening back on the audio, Multiple Man has just said nothing coming to mind today, so people can't copy his answer. I've not seen any more guesses, so I will read it out one more time, folks. And you've got until 1 p.m. Right? I played the most games in my career in Wales, playing in England. Right? Big clue. I have represented my country almost 50 times. Not so big a clue. I have played in several European leagues, including, but not exclusively, Scotland, England, France, and Italy. Who am I?
I've put one in the private chat for you.
And I didn't know. And I didn't play for the country that I was born in. That's a big clue, folks. That is a big, big clue. See if you do you know what? I'll give you an even bigger clue. See if you take your mindset away from Wales, you might get it.
I just put that one in the private chat because I thought he was on the tip of my tongue, and I thought I can't think of anything else coming to mind, so I just threw that one in. But obviously, it's not correct. So
multiple man's got a guess, but he's fairly sure it's not wrong. Oh, I mean, put the guess in anyway. Rather put a guess in than not put any guess in.
He's only got 2.5 minutes, so you better get a move on.
Yeah, I mean, I did say take your mind away from Wales, and Pacer straight away puts in Ramsey. I'll tell you right now, it's not Aaron Ramsey, right? This player never played for Rangers, right? There's another clue. Never played for Rangers. Come on, I've literally gave the game away. Come on. Brian, what have you made, actually, just while we're waiting on the final guesses coming in, what have you made so far of the transfer window for Rangers? Obviously, incomings hasn't been, fantastic or great or anything really apart from Fernandes. But in terms of the outgoings, you'd have to say so far it's been pretty successful.
Yes. I think Stuart said it on the Monday night pod. There's a definite shift in the sort of the mindset of the club, in the sense that Coppin and Clement are addressing the situation where there's guys that are at the club that aren't contributing and earning money. So there's definitely moves to get these guys out of the club and change the profile of the player coming in. We're seeing Fernandes coming in, a young lad. Again, that's another one sort of for the future, maybe. But we said that with Nsalia. He started to play and he's looked really good. So there's a definite shift in the profile of the player that we're wanting and the player we're not wanting. And with Tondo as well, it's another one. Although he's young, the money he's on is astronomical. We can't be seen to having guys on 25 plus grand a week sort of wages and not even playing. So we've really got to get this sort of, and it looks as though the club are now starting to sort of address this sort of wage situation. It's just because it was getting out of control. It really was. For what we were spending, what we were getting was frankly ridiculous.
30 seconds. And by the way, can I just say for all the people in the comments, I did not once mention that this guy played for Rangers. Not once did I mention Rangers. So I don't know why you're all getting that I said they played for Rangers, because I didn't, and he didn't. But you've got 15 seconds. I'm so happy that I'm about to get a point on the board. I'm so happy.
I think this is a positive one as well. Haji, Curtis, and Lovelace. I mean, that's massive, getting those guys under a decent contract, because I think Haji has conducted himself, as Mark said on Monday, tremendously. He's I think Martin's just won, so that is pretty much it. But Haji's
we'll come back to that in a second, and we'll touch on Haji. Right, we'll touch on Haji. But what have I told you that the country this player played for was the Ivory Coast? And what have I told you that the most appearances he made in his career was at Cardiff City? And what have I told you that he played for Hibs, and Dunfermline, then you would have guessed correctly. Sol Bamba.
Is Ricky done you?
No.
No.
It hit 1 o'clock. Nobody had answered. So, yeah.
That's a good shout.
Hold on,
time.
Brian. I'm just going to bask in my win. Hold on a wee minute. It doesn't happen very often. I'm just going to bask in my win. All right, I'm getting, the scores like, comments 26, Martin 7. But yeah, I think you do care, folks. I think I annoys you when I win.
Oh.
He didn't get it in time. It hit 1 o'clock, and no, he wasn't before 1 p.m. No, he wasn't. No, don't start this. Don't take this away from me. Right? No, Ricky, you did not. You did not get that before 1 p.m.
It says 1 p.m. It says 1
p.m. So that means it was after 1 p.m.
Yeah. It wasn't.
The comment says 1 p.m. It means it was after 1 p.m. No. Sorry, no, I'm not accepting that, folks. I'm not accepting it. I won. It's Stephen. He's clawing his way back. Yeah.
It wasn't before 1, folks. Honestly, I'm looking at it. It says 1 p.m. when his comment came in, so it wasn't 12:59.
Yeah. And I was bang on 12:30 a day, London. So you can't have a go at me for anything today. Aye, but on a I say more serious note, right? But it's not, because I'm going to run about my street with a big sign up saying champion on it, which we've not been able to do for a long time. But Curtis, obviously Rice already had his contract a couple of years, and Lovelace have been offered new deals. Do you think, Brian, that they will accept it?
Well, if they're asking, like they were suggesting on Monday, that Hadji takes a pay cut, I mean, who would take a pay cut? Consider, that's not happening. And let's be honest, Hadji have decent suitors, obviously, in Turkey and places like that. I mean, I would hope that Curtis and Lovelace will get sign up, because Lovelace, to be fair, I think he got injured at St Mirren, wasn't it? Way back a year and a bit ago. There was talk of him, getting lots of starts and, playing. He's looked bright when he's ever came on for us. Curtis, I mean, brilliant. Plays well in the B team. He conducted himself brilliantly against Manchester United. So, these guys, again, if you don't give these guys a chance, you'll never know. We've just got to start trusting these guys. And, we've got to start sort of, there's no point in having a youth system if you're not going to play them. You've got to play them at some point to see if they're good enough. And I'm afraid Curtis and Lovelace against Manchester, was it Lovelace Manchester United? No, Rice, Bailey Rice and Curtis against Manchester United proved that if you give them a chance, they'll do well. You're getting absolute pelters, by the way.
I'm so much pelter. It's ridiculous. I'm getting called Martin Walsh. I'm getting called Martin Collum. Even Jock Blues jumping in. I mean, it's do you know what they're acting like? They're acting like certain supporters on social media when you make a point about Rangers. They're just jumping straight in there, aren't they?
Well, I've saved it for Prosperity, Martin. I've sent you a picture of the comment and the timing, just so nobody has got any doubts or anything. So it's there in black and white.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to show them it. I'm not even going to dignify them with a response. I had a lot of respect for Ricky before this, but Ricky's tried to just absolutely steal my thunder, and I'm not having it, Brian.
I'll put it in the Discord later on. Don't worry. I'll put it in the Discord for you.
No, there will be a statement released on social media
within seconds of the podcast finishing.
Look at this. Look.
Oh, terrible.
I don't care if it's Team U time. That's shocking behaviour. Absolutely shocking behaviour. Do you know what? I kind of don't want to end the show now. I kind of just want to sit like this.
I mean, what about this comment? I mean, this is a pure one. This is a poor one as well. I mean, come on, that's terrible.
That's so harsh. That is so harsh. Do you know what I mean? Statement FC podcast. Do you know what, Brian? We're just that's it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And I'm just going to sit here all day like this live.
And just going, nah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we just got beat by a guy who called Jesus Christ that guy from Brazil with his arms out.
You're never going to live that one down.
No, do you know what? I knew it was, and I will repeat this. I knew it was Jesus, right? I knew it was Jesus. I just couldn't remember what they called him on Top of the Hill because I knew they had a name for him. Christ the Redeemer. I just forgot. I accept the goalpost was moved. Do you know what? I hate yous all. You know what I mean? I hate yous all. Martin out. Time for a change at the top. Sack the producer. Yeah, well, do you know what? Anyway, so we'll leave it there. Listen, folks, thank you for tuning in to the Afternoon Rabble. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe. Hold on. There we go. I want to get that 12.6 up to 13 at some point, folks. So if you haven't already, and you tune in most days, please do consider subscribing. It's like 75% people watch all the time and they aren't subscribed. So subscribe, you know what I mean? And leave a like and share. And
they're going to have to from 1st of February. They're going to have to from the 1st of February.
Oh, they're going to become members on the 3rd of February. Subscribing's free, folks. Don't let Brian's not got a clue what he's talking about. Subscribing's free, absolutely free. But yeah, I wonder who am I? You're just going to have to accept it. Bryan, thank you very much for your time, my friend.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody in the comments, bar Lyndon, Jordy, and Ricky. But that will do us, folks. Thank you very much, and we'll speak again very, very soon.